The Man Who Made Himself, a novel written and narrated by S.A. Vanderwerf. Copyright 2022. All rights reserved. Dedication. I dedicate this book to my beautiful children, Kavai and Ezra. They have inspired much in this book, and I am honored to be their father. With this story, I seek to pass on important life lessons and bits of wisdom to them, and others like them, if they have ears that hear and eyes that see. Special recognition: Barrett Steenrod, story editor; Nikki Shakespeare, grammar editor; Tina Sibley Vanderwerf, editor; Mark Vanderwerf, editor, marketer, and cover art. Two young scientists sat in the small LA cafe having coffee, as they often did, and discussed their latest excitements and conundrums. Yes, the scene was young and the coffee was decent enough, but mostly they met there because it was conveniently located near their university, where they were both budding grad students. Usually, many patrons would rush in and out while others labored over their laptops or sat and chatted calmly. However, on this day, everyone in the place was watching them closely. It was not rare for these two to have discussions that became a bit heated, as they were both very passionate and intelligent. Previously, they had always put their differences aside with a game of chess or on the university's racquetball courts. Lately, though, their conversations had been growing in intensity due to the inherent delving into morality and philosophy that scientists tend to do from time to time. On this day, though, they were getting a bit too intense. The larger man, to put it mildly, as he was in fact massive by anyone's standards, slammed his fist on the table, and his face turned red-hot with rage as he roared out his philosophical drivel. The small man must have been quite accustomed to his friend's temperament, because he did not seem even the slightest bit afraid. He stood up and firmly, yet calmly, rebutted the other's argument with a precision and clarity that completely revealed its reprehensible moral foundation. It was obvious that the small man had a strong feeling of friendship for the massive man, because he calmly put his hand on the man's shoulder and gently implored him to let it go for now. "My friend, only through weakness can true strength be realized. Come on, let's take a break from this," he said kindly as he motioned outside. The other man stood up, towering over his friend. He composed himself, closed his eyes, and took a deep breath. Then he looked down at the small man with a certain collected coldness. The massive man finally spoke. "You are wrong. Yeah, I will prove it to you now." There must have been something different in that look, because the small man suddenly drooped slightly and took a step back, but it was not far enough. A giant fist landed squarely on his jaw with a power that he had never imagined could come from another person. The small man was lifted off his feet and then fell back to the ground in a crumpled mass. He lay there flat on his back, a broken pile of flesh, knocked out cold. The small man was, of course, severely injured and would spend the next 2 weeks in the hospital recovering from that single blow. Sadly, the two friends would never again speak face to face. They were forever divided with that one violent act.
Be sure to share the show with friends and write an Amazon review. Get the entire audiobook right now. Go to sa.vanderwerf.com to get it at an extremely discounted price. To receive the free ebook and my wallpaper book cover image, just sign up for the newsletter at sa.vanderwerf.com. Then you can be notified for the release of the anticipated sequel to The Man Who Made Himself. Thanks so much and enjoy the gifts.